Hello, all of you. Welcome to the first class for issue of shares and debentures. This is the 10th chapter, but directly we are doing in this unit 2. Unit 1 is all related to companies and all which you have already done in law also. Still required last we will discuss. Okay. So now this is a very practical topic. Next time you see a paper ad for IPO. What is IPO? Issue of shares. Yes, through public. So this IPO's full form is not issue of shares, you must be wondering. Issue of shares, when you take the money from the public and you need huge, like crores of rupees of money for some project. So you come up with a public issue. Who can do public issue? Companies. If it is a small, just introduction I'm giving, if it is a small proprietorship or small partnership firm, partners can bring the capital. But to run company, we need 5,000 crores. So can we take money from public? Yes. Someone may give 5 lakh, someone may give 10 lakh, 12 lakh. So how will you write this? So you issue the public shares, say at face value 10 or 100. And those who give 5 lakh, they will take 5,000 shares. Those who give 50,000, they will take 500 shares. So shares is nothing but a unit of measure for the capital we take from the public, right? Now, listen, when you take money, I talked about a term called IPO. Please note it down. IPO, initial public offering. When you make public issue, lot of people are involved. Your bankers, there are book builders, underwriters who give guarantee to the issue, and SEBI and registrar's office, and many issues are there when you make a public issue. So we are in accounts class. When you are making a public issue, how you are going to record the journal entries is what we are going to do. It's a very simple chapter. No final accounts, no balance sheets to be tallied. When you issue the shares, when you call, or if they are not paying, you forfeit the shares. Forfeit means you will seize the money. If someone is paying late, someone is paying in advance, how do you record journal entries? So this chapter is journal entries, which are going to be very, very easy. And related to IPO, a little practical knowledge is required. If I start taking that side, it will be very long, but you read it. There's a very nice term. Whenever public issue comes now on hoardings in newspaper, you can see they give offer document. Like you take admission in school, colleges, academies, they give you prospectus, right or not? So offer document is having all the detail about the issue, about the company, their registrar, their bankers, book builders, procedures, price band, many things. So I'm literally saying this is your theoretical knowledge, what I'm giving you. And what I'm talking now is practical knowledge. You as a student should make a bridge. Click in Google and say IPO, you will get all the details. And then one nice term used here is ASBA. ASBA, ASBA. So this ASBA is what? Whenever you subscribe to some company's share, no? First thing is you have to make application for the shares. So when you make application for the shares, company will collect application. Then they will see if the application is undersubscribed, matlab less applications are received. Suppose they decided to issue 10,000 shares and only 9,000 applications. So it's an under issue. How to deal? Or they called for 10,000 and 25,000 application came. It's oversubscribed. Now, how to give? We can't issue 25,000 shares because we have decided to issue 10,000 shares. This is the pumping heart of the chapter which comes in exam, that when there is over issue, the board of directors, they do pro rata allotment. We will give in some ratio. Kisi ko nirash nahi karna hai. We don't want to return back to anyone. Everyone has applied for 15 shares. Let them give at least 2, 3, 4 shares in some ratio. That we will learn in this chapter. So these are the terms. So now suppose you have applied for the shares. Your money is blocked in the bank. Afterwards, if you don't receive the shares, your application is rejected. Again, they give the refund. So to avoid these over banking transactions and waste of time and document, this term ASBA has come. ASBA says, ASBA is, I'm giving the short form, your account detail is there. It's there in your, it's not there printed in your material. आप करो Google तो मिलेगा. But अच्छा term है. In my 15-digit bank account number, which I have given to SEBI and all while doing share trading in my DMAT account. Do you know what is DMAT account? Yes? Anyone in the class? How do you do share trading? Do you go to the company and fill up the form, or is it all online? And how do you get the shares? It's all in electronic account. I hope most of you are operating bank account at least. तो ये बैंक अकाउंट कैसे होते हैं? कैसे होते हैं बैंक अकाउंट? हाँ? It's like you have 10 lakh rupees in the bank. So is there a locker in the bank where 10 lakhs are there? No. It's an electronic account. DMAT account. Dematerialized account is your electronic share trading account, where in your DMAT account you have 5,000 shares of Reliance, 2,000 shares of JK Tires, and so on. So there you have to give your 15-digit account number. If I have applied for 10,000 shares of a company at 2 rupees each, 20,000, then here in my bank account, 20,000 is freezed. But they don't transfer this. Are you getting? 10,000 into 2, and when I make an application, my bank account is freezed for the balance 20,000. When I get 10,000 shares, this money is transferred. And suppose they don't allot me any shares, then this money which was freezed is released. Yes, I am really missing that all this should have been in your syllabus. What I am explaining you all, it's very interesting. Companies, they give a price band, so applications come in that price band. Price band मतलब एक range देते हैं that for every share 180 to 250. So you can make application at 180, 200, 250. And then highest bidding कौन से price band क्या आया है, that according to that they issue. Yes. So this is all the practical aspect. Let us go now to the exam oriented knowledge, that is journal entries of recording issue of shares. Acha, I'm quite used to all these terms: underwriters, book builders, bankers, IPO, ASBA. Write and keep these terms. And if you have any doubt, ma'am, you use this word, it's not clear, message me now. Chalo, let us start with this. I'm starting with unit 2. Unit 1 is overlapping with your law. So now share capital is the permanent money we collect from the public, and we call this as the share capital. And unit of measure is nothing but the shares. Okay. Now types of share capital. This may be asked as a theory question for 1 mark. Authorized share capital. What is authorized share capital? This is the share capital with which companies registered with the registrar. You know, when you register a company with registrar, you have memorandum of association, articles of association, and all. In that maximum capital you want to issue, that is your authorized capital. Issued share capital. Okay. Issued share capital is okay. Authorized capital is 10 lakhs. This is not theory. I'll just solve one example so it will be clear to you. Authorized capital is say 10 lakhs. But 10 lakhs is the maximum limit. But abhi I need only 1 lakh shares. See, the money doesn't come from public free. Arey, public is giving jada capital, laake rakh lo. No. Every penny, the meter is going on. We need to pay dividend to shareholders. We need to pay interest to the debenture holders. So I may issue 1 lakh shares only for cash or for consideration other than cash. This all, when we solve the problem, it will be clear. Okay? So what is authorized capital? 10 lakhs. Out of that, I need 1 lakh shares. So 1 lakh shares I issued. Then subscribed. I to issued 1 lakh. Public has to accept my offer. I offered 1 lakh shares to public through IPO. Public may oversubscribe. So what public has subscribed, that will be my subscribed capital. I'm explaining you logical meaning. Homework is read word to word. If you have any doubt in any terms, tomorrow also we are doing the same topic. Next is called up capital. Subscribed capital is 1 lakh shares at the rate of 10 each. But can I say 1 lakh shares at 7 only I need? 7 rupees per share only I need right now because my project is at initial stage. 3 rupees call I will make when I need. So out of subscribed, how much I have called from public? 1 lakh shares at 7. Paid up. 1 lakh I have called. Have they paid? Then suppose one 10,000 shareholder has not paid. Okay. Then in that case, remaining all have paid. That will be your paid up capital. Can someone pay in advance or in arrears? Yes. That will also be a part in the balance sheet. Now here one very beautiful term is there, reserve capital. In your BCom exams, so this is a hot favorite. What's the difference between reserve capital and capital reserve? Reserve capital is that part of the share capital which is called up by the company only at the time of winding up. Company may decide that a certain portion of the uncalled capital shall be called up only except in case of the winding up. Okay, so that's called as reserve capital. Authorized capital is equal to issued plus unissued. Issued is 1 lakh, unissued is 9 lakh, total 10 lakh register kiye. Subscribed can be over and under subscribed, and called up is paid up plus call in arrears. Whatever I as a company have called is fine, but paid up, you can pay more, call in advance or less or at par. Are the terms clear to you? Types of share capital. Based on this problem, we can just see what is the types of share capital and we can write it in the note. Okay? Yeah. A company has authorized share capital of 10 lakhs divided into 1 lakh equity shares of 10 each. It was decided to issue 60,000 shares. And received application for 70,000 shares. Oh, we decided to issue only 60,000 shares. But we received application for 70,000 shares. We allotted 60,000 and rejected. So remaining shares which came extra, we paid it back. It has been decided to demanded or called 9 rupees. Only 9 rupees per share you are calling. 1 rupee still pending. All the shareholders have duly paid except one shareholder of 5,000 who has just paid 7. So one shareholder is there, he has not paid 2 rupees. So there is call in arrears or sab aa jayega. Read it, take your time to read this problem. Very simpler way, what is needed, I am teaching. Can we work it out in the balance sheet how we will show this share capital and preserve this? The very next CA Inter company final accounts, again you have the types of capital and see. Chalo, go to your notebooks. Write down the topic for today. Issue of shares. Issue of shares we are doing. In that, the very first problem, we are gaining the knowledge of types of share capital. कितने टाइप के शेयर कैपिटल है, that we will decide. For that we are doing problem number 1 and we are preparing balance sheet. Balance sheet में how the share capital will come. Balance sheet में how the share capital will come. And related to this cash, how much it will come. Just I am making abstract. I am not teaching you the format of the balance sheet. Vertical balance sheet, and you may be wondering, ma'am, proprietor partner to left side liability, right side asset. Company की balance sheet में liabilities उसी के नीचे, below that only asset. Chalo. Now, this we will write schedule number 1. Schedule number 1 means how will the share capital appear? Particulars, amount. Pura types of capital we will write in detail. Okay, read the very first problem, please. How much is authorized equity share capital? Heading likho aap sab. Just this is a presentation problem. Equity share capital, but write down. Writing is very much necessary. Authorized share capital, you have decided to issue 1 lakh equity shares at the rate of 10 each. You can use L now. 1 lakh equity shares of 10 each, that is 10 lakhs. And put a line across. Why? Authorized capital is like limit. You have sanction from the ROC, registrar office. See, for this company, we may need 1 lakh shares at 10 each. This is the maximum limit. Out of 1 lakh shares, how much shares you have issued? Issued share capital 60,000 shares at the rate of 10 each, 6 lakhs. 60,000 shares at the rate of 10 each, 6 lakhs is issued. How much is subscribed? Actually, subscribed is more, but you have returned the money. So now subscribed is also 60,000 at the rate of 10 each. If it is over subscription, you will return. So here you will always write in subscribed what is there. So issued, then subscribed. After subscribed, we have called up capital. We have called up. How much capital did we call? Did we call 60,000 into 10? No. We called 60,000 into 9 each. Are you all reading the problem? We called up only 9 per share. 6 9s are 54. 5,40,000. In that also, uncalled capital is there. Call in arrears. Call in arrears. 5,000 shares हैं किसी के पास. He has not paid 2 rupees. Read the problem. 5,000 person has also paid 7. So what he has not paid? 10,000. That is call in arrears. And now what I write in outer column, this is my paid up capital. 55,000 shareholders have paid 9 and 5,000 shareholders have paid 7. This is my paid up capital. 5,30,000. And 1 second, पहले आप ऊपर लिख लो. I'll come down and explain. How much share capital will come here? Schedule number 1 में detail है 530. और cash भी कितना आया है 530. Correct or not? 530 cash, 530 this. चलो. Write down, I'll re-explain. It's a beautiful knowledge, but ऐसा नहीं कि ये बहुत easy है, छोड़ दो, नहीं. You should know what is I'm revising for all of you. If you're finished writing, can you put your pens down and learn it? There's no separate time, dear students, कि दीप्ति मैम के क्लास हो जाएंगे तो हम बैठ के learn करते रहेंगे, नहीं. Authorized capital is the maximum capital. You have registered this company with the ROC and you have written that in memorandum and articles. 10 lakhs. 1 lakh at 10. Out of that, you have issued only 60,000 shares of 10. Subscribed. Subscribed is also 60,000 shares of 10. In fact, it was oversubscribed 70. We paid back. Acha, out of subscribed, you have called up only 9, 60,000. In 60,000, you called up 9 also. One shareholder who is holding 5,000 shares did not pay 2 rupees. All in arrears. So paid up capital is 5,30,000. Nice, easy. So what you have learned? In the balance sheet, call in arrears is deducted from the issued share capital. We issued 60,000 into 9, but something came less, call in arrears. Outer column, paid up capital. पैसे कितने आए? All clear to all of you? Yes. चलो. Types of shares. So we have already completed types of share capital. Now there are 2 types of shares, equity shares and preference shares. Preference shares are to be repaid. You know, you cannot issue nowadays irredeemable preference shares. So just it's for your knowledge. So we are doing it. Read karna hai isko. Cumulative preference shares means, अच्छा, do you all know on preference shares? पहले आप सुन लो ध्यान से यहाँ देखो. These are equity shares. They are called owners of the company. They have put the money in the company. These are debenture holders. The next chapter I will do. Debenture holders is the loan you have taken from the market, and just to give a common denomination, you issue them debentures. You have to repay the debentures with interest. Shareholders, you don't have to repay except when the company is closing and you pay them dividend. In between, there is a hybrid mode of financing, which is called as preference share capital. Preference share capital has got both the features of equity and debentures. Listen carefully. On preference shares, we give dividend like equity shares. And fixed rate of dividend is there. If I earn 10 lakhs, still 10%. Now the company is growing. I am earning 1 crore. Still, I'm not earning 1 crore, just joking. If I earn 1 crore, still preference shares को कितना dividend देंगे? 10%. And after a time, the preference shares are to be paid back. This paying back, thank you preference shareholders, you gave us money, take your money back. This paying back is called as redemption, redeemed. Are the terms clear? Right. So this is how you should understand preference share capital. Chalo, let us check out. Cumulative preference shares are preference shares on which you have not paid dividend. So it will accumulate. You know the grammatical meaning of accumulate, and so you will pay it. Matlab next year. So suppose I have issued 1 lakh preference shares at the rate of 10 each, 10%. This time I am not paying, next time I will pay 2 years dividend if they are cumulative. Non-cumulative means in case no dividend is declared, the right to receive dividend expires. You will not receive the dividend in the next year. ठीक है? Participating preference shares. Over and above the dividend, they participate in the profits of the company also. After you have given equity shares, dividend and all, participate. Non-participative is they just get fixed dividend, nothing else. Redeemable preference shares means you have to repay them. Non-redeemable means they'll not be repaid. But according to section 55, no company, underline this, no company shall issue preference shares with more than 20 years. So they have to repay it back. Clear है आप सबको? Convertible preference shares. Can we convert the preference shares into equity shares if there is an option? Yes. Non-convertible preference shares. When preference shares has not been conferred the right to get converted. No preference shares. We are not going to convert you into equity. Whenever time pays comes, we will pay you cash back. So these are like types of equity and preference shares. ठीक है? चलो. Yeah, are you feeling this is like a revision? You have already done all this in company law. Yes or no? Law में किया है या नहीं ये सब? Types of companies, one person company, public company, private, all that is only there. Acha, now when you want to issue the shares, you can do private placement through some agencies, or you can issue to public through prospectus. So now when there is a public issue could be oversubscribed or undersubscribed, how the journal entries are recorded for that. Minimum subscription, they must receive that amount of minimum subscription to be disclosed by board taking into account the preliminary expense, the cost of it. कम से कम minimum subscription आना है. Yes. With application, you can make one call, then allotment, then first call, then second call, then final call. Chalo. Now we are going towards question. When you are issuing the shares for cash, what will be journal entry? In the last December exam, they have asked from this material only, institute study material question, for issue of shares other than cash. Right now we are issuing for cash. Okay? On receipt of application money. First you will call for application, no? ये procedure आपको याद करना है. तो bank account debit to share application account. Yes. Bank account debit to share application account when application is received. Now when application you allot, so share application debit 2 rupees. Okay, एक problem करेंगे तो clear हो जाएगा. And then allotment will become due. अच्छा, application is received first and then it gets adjusted. Application to capital. Allotment will become due first. Okay, on this date you have to do the allotment. So the share allotment to capital will become due first. And then bank to share allotment. The money is received. One second. Journal entries लिखना है तो I think all of you are having little gauge on the wordings used in journal entry. Flow, I'll make it clear. First you will get the application and adjust it. Allotment you will make first and then you will get the money. Sequence में गड़बड़ मत करना. Do the entries as they are asked. First allotment debit to capital, then bank to share allotment. Now, sometimes application and allotment all are done together. So bank to application and allotment, Application allotment debit to capital. Yes, on allotment. So you can do like this together also. Now when first call is made, share call account debit to capital and bank to share call. क्या हो गया स्क्रीन स्क्रॉल क्यों नहीं हो रहा या so like this subscriptions are received and the journal entries are done. Now listen all of you, I'll make you write the gist of this skull boosters आज come from अब देखो we are starting with the journal entries. This chapter you have to write journal entries and journal entries easily समझ आते हैं. There's no need of much repetition. Still at back I have given assignment problems. What I want to say is when I've come with public issue, there are three options. Either issue will be fully subscribed. Whatever I have called, I have received. Smoothly problem is closing. Or issue is undersubscribed. I called for 50, but 40,000 are received. So if minimum subscription has received, chalo theek hai, 40 se hi kaam chala lenge, take it. If I have called for 50 and 80 are received, that's oversubscription. So now we are doing 1-1 problem for 1-1 concept. ठीक है? चलो, open your material and check this. Fully subscribed means the number of shares which you have decided to issue, you will get it all. A company invited application 10,000 equity shares of 50 and 15 on application, 20 on allotment. And first and final call milake. It's not necessary, dear students, to make 2, 3, 4 calls. One call you can make. And abhi tak premium nahi hai. When premium will come, how to treat that also I will say. Applications are received for 10,000 shares and all the applications are allotted. The number of shares have been received and allotment money was newly. Acha, this problem is crystal clear. 15 on application, 20 on allotment, 35 plus 15 on final call. And they have not given the dates. If they give the dates, you can write 1st June application is received, then allotment is done and so on. So just a very routine basic level problem that issue is normally subscribed. If it is over and under subscribed, tab kya karenge? I will tell you. Chalo, let us start with this. Concept of issue fully subscribed. Pura subscription ho gaya. So we have to just write the journal entries. And date is also not given. So we can just give the numbering and write down. Read the problem. How much you are calling on application? 15. First journal entry, money is coming in, bank account debit to equity share application account. Bank account debit to equity share application account. 10,000 equity shares of 15 each. 10,000 equity shares of 15 each. Is this very nice and clear? Next. It's time now to make the allotment. And issue is fully subscribed. Sometimes what application money you have to return. This time the issue is fully subscribed. So can I transfer this equity share capital, bank account debit to equity share application? You all have done. Now this is fully subscribed, so there's no question of returning the money. So equity share application account debit. Are you all writing with me? To equity share capital. Application is just an account which is going to be closed. So now 1,50,000, have I got the capital? Yes. Third, now it's time to call the allotment money, that is 20 per share. So listen, dear students, application is received first and then transferred to capital. Allotment will become due first. देखो कैसे? Equity share allotment account debit. Equity share allotment account debit to equity share capital. Equity share allotment account debit to equity share capital. How much you want to call for allotment? 20 rupees per share. That is 2 lakh. Equity share allotment account debit to equity share capital. This is the first problem. No, I really missed. We should write the narration. No, better. Practice भी हो जाएगा. Being allotment money due. Bring allotment money due. Chalo. Now, have you received the allotment? Answer is yes, fully received. So bank account debit to equity share allotment account. Bank account debit 2 lakh, 2 lakh. Too many journal entries we have to write in this chapter, so I'm writing L right now and I think it's okay. कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. समझ में आया आप सबको? This is a practice problem, otherwise in exam definitely they'll give you the dates. So please check once, don't do blunder. Application is received first and then adjusted to capital. Allotment, this looks very easy, but if you don't understand this, you will not follow advanced level problems. Allotment will become due first and then allotment will become due first and then bank to share allotment. Okay, there was some disturbance once again. To get into the flow, क्या करना है? Bank to share up. This looks very easy, but इसको base level पे अच्छे से करो so that oversubscribed, undersubscribed refund is clear to you. Bank to equity share application is received first and then transferred to capital. Allotment will become due first and then bank to share allotment. ठीक है? Chalo, now. So you have done the allotment also. Read the problem next. Now they are making first call. First call कितना कर रहे हैं? 15 rupees. So now equity share first call. Equity share first call due to equity share capital. Everything you credit to equity share capital. 10,000 shares into 15. 1,50,000. bank account debit to equity share first call 151. Bank to equity share first call. You made due and you received. See, if you have called 150 and only 1 lakh came, 50,000 you will put in call in arrears. Easy. I want some message from all of you because there is no balance sheet. My total balance sheet total is 2 lakh. How much is your total, dear students? So are you all getting a grip? Base level पे कुछ भी doubt है तो पूछो. There's a different way of explaining and learning this chapter. We are not going in the routine flow. This is all for routine, like you can say fully subscribe. Now let us take up the concept of under subscription. Under subscription, we decided the shares we have issued, we will get the full money, but there is some under subscription. Okay, so in that case, the rest of the calls will be made only for the shares which are subscribed, not for the total shares. Yes, chalo, let us check this concept. It means number of shares offered for subscription is more than number of shares subscribed. Okay. On 1st April, Rihan Limited issued 43,000 shares of 100 each, 20 on application, 30 on allotment, 25 on 1st October first call, and 25 second call. Oh, 25 and 25, 50 and 50, 100. But this is issued at face value. You can issue at premium also. Tab kya karenge, I will tell you. Or premium ka. And nowadays shares are not allowed to issue at 90. 100 rupees share, if you issue above 100, it is called premium, 50 rupees. 100 rupees share, if you issue at 90, it is called discount, but discount is not allowed now. So what happened? Here, on 28th of May, 40,000 shares were applied and application was received. Allotment was paid and all the sum due was received. First call was received. Second call was received. So jahan jo due ho raha hai, whatever is received, you have to pass the entries with the date. In short, we decided to issue 43,000, but application mein 40,000 he shares I. And how the problem starts? Does it start from due or receipt? Answer is receipt. According to the application received, I will allot the shares. I will make the first call, final call. So 43,000 figure is of no use. When problem is easy, high chances of doing mistake. When problem is tough, students are careful and they do it correct. 100% experience. ठीक है? $43,000 shares you have decided to issue. But if applications have come for 40, dear students, all the entries will be made for 40 because issue is undersubscribed. So in this, if a student is not careful and he passes all the entry with 43, ma'am, मैं तो पूरा correct किया, institute को क्या problem है? So then you have to pass all the entries for 40. I hope I'm making you very careful, huh? 43 you decided, but it is under subscribe 40. So it's not that issue is cancelled. 40 we will receive application allotment, and 10 times I'm saying फिर से लिख के रखो, application is received first and then transferred to capital. Allotment first call and all, they become due first, right? Chalo, so this problem we are doing in notebook. Pick up the dates carefully this time. Problem number 3. Journal entries. Problem number 3, journal entries. It's very easy. Date, particulars, debit amount, credit amount. Being shares allotted, being first call received, वैसे ही narration लिखना है. Being this. चलो शुरू करते हैं. First, on 28th of May, 40,000 shares were applied for and applications were received. So first entry will come on 28th of May. 28th of May. Bank account debit to equity share application account. Write down, write down. 2 hours now and 2 hours next class. 4 hours may, if you are doing writing practice for the final exam, it's worth it. Don't say ma'am तो लिख रहे वही चीज repeat है. बैठ के देखो मत, please लिखो. Bank account debit to equity share application. 40,000 applications are received at the rate of 20 each. 8 lakhs, 8 lakhs. Done. Now, allotment was made on 1st June. So on 1st June, we said, okay, your application is accepted, we will allow. So on this date, equity share application debit to equity share capital 8 lakhs, 8 lakhs. Bolo, अच्छा है या नहीं? We received the application on 20th May. 1st June, we said, okay, 40,000 accepted, we will allow. Now, welcome, you are the part of the capital. So now, application credit था उसको debit करो. So bank to share capital, net effect. No one should pass the combined entry to nullify the effect because application is received on different date and allotment is made on different date. Now, all the sums due on allotment were received on 15th of July. So now before that, on 1st June, same date, the day we accepted application, can we make allotment due, equity share allotment due to equity share capital? Equity share allotment due to equity share capital 40,000 into 30. 12 lakhs, 12 lakhs. Allotment is due on 1st June. We'll give them some days to pay. So they paid everything on 15th of July. Bank account debit to equity share allotment account. Are you getting one thing? Application is opened and closed. Allotment is opened and closed. Equity share allotment will become due. If you want, write down. Received. Right now, please add each and every tick and tag what I am adding. I am preparing you the mindset. This should be super scoring for you all. Allotment to equity share capital, bank to equity share allotment. Next. On 1st October, we have made the first call due. Equity share first call account debit to equity share capital account. Equity share first call debit to equity share capital account. 40,000 shares multiplied by 25. अब मुझे कैलकुलेटर चाहिए जो मुझे नहीं मिल रहा. 1 second. ठीक है चल. Yeah, it's 10 lakhs. 25 into 4 is 10 and lakhs. Okay. First call has become due on 1st October, but it is received on 28th of October. Are you able to pick up the dates from the problem? 28th of October. When it is received, bank account debit to share first call. ठीक है? Now, 1st February, we have made the second call due. Share second and final call account debit. Second and final call account debit to share capital. 40,000 shares pay, final call is 25. So 10 lakhs. 10 lakhs. And second call is received on 31st of March. Bank account debit to equity share second call account. Ma'am, we have made 40,000 into 25 call, but 5,000 didn't pay. Then what will come bank account debit? 35,000. Yes. In short, if you check equity share capital ko credit kitna gaya hai first? 8 lakhs. Put a star mark here. Then 12 lakhs. So 20 lakhs. Then 10 lakhs, 30 lakhs. Then 10 lakhs, 40 lakhs. So if you check 40,000 shares you have issued at 100. So obviously 40 lakhs should come in the equity share capital. Don't write in final exam abhi likho, isko cross checking bolte hain. There's no balance sheet, dear students. So how do I cross check? कि ये करेक्ट है या नहीं, तो आप ऐसे क्रॉस चेक करोगे. आप चेक कर लो 40,000 shares are issued at 100. So 40 lakhs should come in. Put a star mark. 8 lakhs, then 8 lakh application, 12 lakh allotment, 20 plus 10 lakh first call, 30 plus 10 lakh second call, 40. हो गया. बोलो. Nice. Is it clear to you what is issue entry if it is oversubscribed, or if it is undersubscribed, then what is the entry? Chalo. That's all for this easy part. Now the most beautiful part. Dhyan se suno. Issue is at par, no problem. If it is undersubscribed, whatever number of applications are received, all the entries. And abhi to koi premium nahi tha. You can have premium in allotment and first call and so on. Yes, you know, you can play with this chapter. Itne combinations bana sakte ho. Right now, I am taking a problem when it is oversubscribed. Now, whenever issue is oversubscribed, there are three options. Either extra application money refund, or extra application money you adjust it in the first call and all. Okay, you have applied for 10,000 shares. We have given you 9,000. So, jo 10,000 pe application money hai na, we will use it in allotment and all later. Either outrightly refund or adjust, or you do them pro rata allotment. We have decided to issue 10,000 shares and subscription came for 15,000. So how will you apply 10 and 15? How will you apply? 15,000 and 10,000. So those who have applied for 15 shares, unko 10 shares. Those who have applied 5 shares, unko like that in the proportion. I'll teach. This is not all theory. Oversubscription. Issue may be oversubscribed. So oversubscription may be rejected and money may be refunded, or it can be adjusted towards the other money. So if you are refunding, bank to share application to bank. Extra money, you have received an application, refund. Share application account debit to bank. Now, only a part of the shares are allotted. Then share application, bank to share application to aaya. Out of application, what is allotted, only that you transfer to the capital account. Remaining to call in advance. I told you, you can adjust it in the first and final call. And excess you can refund. Star mark this entry in your material now, very important. Or padho. This type of allotment is known as pro rata. Pro rata ke hi problems aate hain generally. Application is to received. Extra can be refunded, adjusted, or put it in the capital. What is the needful? 10,000 shares अगर आपने apply किए हैं at the rate of 10 each और 15 आए, तो remaining 5 you can refund or you can adjust or apply it in the capital as and how required. I'll tell you this better with one problem. Chalo, fourth problem we are doing now. Generally, the extra is refunded and done. Spider-Man Limited invited applications for 50,000 equity shares of 50 each, which were payable application 20, allotment 10. This total you should know. 50 rupees आपसे लेना है, तो application 20, allotment 10, first call. So this indicates there is no premium. Company received application for 60,000. Superb. 10,000 applications have come extra. Directors accepted 50,000. Show journal entries if the company refunded application money and money to rejected applicants, and allotment money was received for 45,000 shares. Oh, application to 50 की जगह 60 आ गए. So we will refund. And allotment, only 45 have come. So allotment may be allotted, no, 50,000 shares. But allotment money is received 45,000. So 5,000 will be called in arrears. This is the knowledge in your mind. मतलब ये सब analysis चलना चाहिए. Is my speed fine? Huh? There are no T formats and no jumbo problems like we have done for partnership. So I hope this is clear. चलो साथ में करते हैं. Okay. Thank you so much that it is all clear. And this is a linked way I'm teaching. It will be very helpful when I do the advanced level problems. और मैं आपको ओवरऑल भी बताऊंगी what is weightage wise asked. I'm to teaching every type of problem which is there in your material. But बाद में what is oversubscribed. Okay. Concept of oversubscription and refund. You're refunding the money which is oversubscribed. This time no dates are there, so journal entries, particulars and amount and amount. Journal entries, particulars, amount. चलो शुरू करते हैं. First one. 50,000 shares were payable. Company received application 60,000. Bank account debit. 60,000 applications are received at 20. to equity share application account. 12 lakhs and 12 lakhs. Bank account debit. In exam also, please put a line after journal entry. It looks neat. It will just take 1 second. Bank to share application 60,000 into 20. But now allotment. Equity share application account debit. 12 lakhs to aa gaya. But equity share capital you credit only 50,000 into 20. 10 lakh. Whatever shares you have allotted, that only you put. To bank account. 10,000 applications, sorry, bye-bye. How is this entry? Applications are received 12 lakh, but allotment is only 50,000. So remaining 2, I can adjust it in the ये जो 50,000 है उनको भी तो adjust करना है ना allotment, but they didn't say anything. They said refund. कर दो. 50,000 shares into 20, remaining 10,000 maybe some other applicant. वापस दे दो. Give them money. Now, can we make equity share allotment account due to equity share capital? 50,000 और allotment है कितना? 10. 5 lakh, 5 lakh. Equity share allotment due. But you have received less. Allotment is due. Acha, listen. Out of 60, 10,000 applications have gone. Bye-bye. These guests have gone. So now allotment, first call, everything for 50,000 shares only. So now bank account debit. 45,000 shareholders only paid the allotment money. That is 10. Call in arrears. This is 5,000 shareholders who didn't pay. To equity share allotment account. If you want, you can put an arrow mark. 5 lakh has become due. Out of 5 lakh, 450 has received. Remaining we have put in call in arrears. So ये हो गया आपका खत्म. Done. After this, first call will become due and receive. Final call will become routine. Repeated entries we need not pass. What new you have studied in this problem? Take a pause and analyze. Refund. Application came 60. Allotment 50. Refund kar do. And after that, allotment due you made 50. But 5,000 didn't pay. Call in arrears में खड़े रखो आप उनको. Call in arrears may keep them standing. Acha, is there any other way for this? Answer is yes. There is. There is a way out which says instead of refunding the money, if you have done pro rata allotment, then you can adjust those same applicants' extra money. You can adjust it in the their dues, first calls and all the calls dues. Okay? Right. Let us do it. The problem which I am doing, it is full-fledged problem for pro rata allotment. Mark it very, very important. Very, very important. Doraemon, he says it is very favorite, no, with the fan on his head. Doraemon. Issued, Doraemon Limited issued 50,000 equity shares and preference shares also. Application allotment is all given to you. Achha, I didn't teach you, but for preference shares also the entry will be same. What journal entries you make for equity shares, the same will be there for the preference shares also. Only the name will be bank to equity share application, bank to preference share allotment. All these shares were subscribed. Achha, this is not pro rata allotment, sorry, this is the routine one. Final call due was received for 42,000 equity shares and 88. Okay. Final call आते आते तक तो all call in arrears हो गए. Out of 50 only 42 is received. Out of 1 lakh only 88 is received. Prepare cash book and journalize the remaining transactions in the books of the company. Okay. So if you are preparing cash book itself is the cash account. तो ये प्रॉब्लम ना रिपीट ही है, लेकिन मुझे अच्छा लगा. क्यों? ध्यान से सुनो. Listen. When application is received, make the entry in cash book. When it becomes due, write the journal entry. When first call is due, first call to capital, write journal entry. When it is received, they are saying don't write the journal entry. Cash book in itself is cash ledger. Directly you post it there. Okay? So we will write journal entries also, and we will prepare the cash account also, as they say. So 2 pages simultaneously will do. This is not the problem for pro rata. What I was saying is different. Chalo. Fifth problem. Before we start this, write down, no? Equity and preference share. Separate entries are passed. Separate entries are passed. But same flow of entries. This is for your understanding. Of course, equity and preference share separate entries are passed, but same flow of entries. ठीक है? चलो, let us make the cash book. Dates are not given. Otherwise, we'll make, date particulars amount. So we can just make particulars amount and particulars amount. Cash book. और आगे करते हैं journal entries. So related to cash, we will not write the journal entries. Particulars, amount. Sure. First, cash or bank account. Cash book, bank account. Debit to equity share application account. To equity share application account. How many? 50,000 into 25. This side only we should make little bit big. मैं और बड़ा बना दे रही हूँ तो आपको स्क्रीन में लिखने पे डाउट नहीं है. Particulars amount. Equity share application. 50,000 into 25. How much is it coming? 12,50,000. So, entries which are recorded in the cash book, we will not write the journal entry. So now first you will tell me, एक 2 minute, पहले ध्यान से सुनो, is the flow clear or not? First application is received. Then you transfer the application to capital. Allotment, first call, final call become due first, and then the amount is received. Clear? Right, chalo. So let us continue doing this problem number 5. Equity share application has received 1250. Preference share application 1 lakh shares at the rate of 20 each. 20 lakhs are received. Yes. And allotted also. Okay. So what will be the journal entry now? Because same shares are allotted also. Equity share application account debit. Equity share application account debit. Equity share allotment account debit. Application so you have received 50,000 into 25. Now you make the allotment also. 50,000 into 20. You can do like this combine entry. 2 equity share capital. 50,000 shares multiplied by 45. Application you have received and allotment has become due. So how much is the application which you have received? 12,50,000. What is the allotment? 10 lakhs. So how much it is credited now? Equity share capital 22,50,000. Same we have to do for preference shares. Preference share application is received. Here it is. Bank mein aa gaya. 1 lakh shares into 20 lakhs. Preference share allotment bhi due kar do. Preference share allotment bhi due karo. 1 lakh into 30 lakh. And all this credit to preference share capital. Till finally you have these logical entries. Of course at a little higher level, but so beautiful. Preference share capital, your application is transferred to capital and allotment is become due. Now, can I receive the allotment money? Answer is yes. Aajao. 2, bank account debit to equity share allotment account. 50,000 into 20. 10 lakhs. 2. You can also write EQ and all. Flow is important. Preference share allotment account. Preference share allotment account. 1 lakh into 30. Allotment due, journal entry, allotment received. Anyone in the class is feeling, ma'am, can I make the cash account or can I write the journal entry? Answer is no. You have to do it in this flow. Allotment ko pehle due kiye and allotment is received. Now can we make the first call due? First call, can we make the due? Yes. Equity share first call account debit to equity share capital. How much amount is there for 50,000 shares? How much amount is there for 50,000 shares? 50,000 share pay, the first call due is 30. 15 lakhs. Equity shareholders, you have to pay first call 15 lakhs. And preference shares, first call due 1 lakh hai, preference shares. Please write this in bracket, this will make it clear. 1 lakh due at the rate of 20. As per board of directors board of directors resolution number, are passed in the board meeting. Resolutions are passed when application money is called, when first call will become due. So 20 lakhs to equity, to preference share capital. 20 lakhs. Equity share capital debit and preference share capital also. First call दोनों का due हो गया. Okay, have they paid the first call properly? 15 lakhs and 20 lakhs. Check. Answer is yes. Only in the final call there's a problem here. Bank account debit to equity share first call. 50,000 shares into 30. 15 lakhs. Bank account debit to preference share का भी first call. $20 lakhs. Now let us make final call. Equity share final call due. 50,000 shares को final call due है 25. 50,000 shares final call due is 25. Equity share final call debit to equity share capital. You have called finally 12,50,000. Preference को भी आप final call कर दे रहे हैं. Preference, it's just repetition of entries. Preference shares final call due. 1 lakh shares into 30. Preference share capital 30 lakhs, 30. Nice and clear to all of you. So final call has become due, and in that only 42,088 preference shares have paid. Now do the entry carefully. Bank account debit to equity share final call. Only 42,000 have paid 25, and to preference share final call. Out of 1 lakh, only 88,000 have paid 30. So 42,000 into 25. It's coming to how much? 10,50,000. Preference shares 26,40,000. 88,000 into 30. Remaining, what have not come? That will actually go to the call in arrears. See, they have not recorded, but करना चाहिए एक और entry. ये देखो, final call आपने कितना किया 1250, but amount कितना आया 1050. So 2 lakh, 8,000 shares पे 25. 2 lakh what is not received, no, that is going to be debited in the call in arrears. They have not asked, so we have not recorded. जैसे preference share capital, So just to show you, can I write here also? Entries you are not writing because bank book itself is bank account. Abhi preference shares, 26,40,000. I want all of you to write one extra entry. 26,40,000 is what? 88,000 shares. 88,000 shares into 30. Final call is 30 is received. Remaining you have to put in call in arrears. 12,000 into 30. 3,60,000. To preference. Share final call. To preference share final call 30 lakhs. Bank account debit. Call in arrears debit. To preference share final call. बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट, कॉल इन अरियर्स डेबिट. सो इट्स नॉट देयर. कॉल इन अरियर्स के लिए और भी मैं प्रैक्टिस करवाऊंगी आपको. बट व्हाई हैव आई डेबिटेड? बिकॉज आई कॉल 30 lakhs ओनली. एंड कॉल इन अरियर्स इन द बैलेंस शीट शेयर कैपिटल में से माइनस होता है. योर शेयर कैपिटल इज 30 lakhs ना, माइनस कॉल इन अरियर्स इट कम्स. ठीक है. दिस इज अ सुपर प्रॉब्लम एट द बेस लेवल जिसमें इक्विटी प्रेफरेंस सब आ गए, application, allotment and call due and all. Okay. So now we have completed the concept of issue of shares at par, which is like at fully subscribed or under subscribed 43 का 40 आया, or over subscribed. Over subscribed you have to refund the money, or you can do pro rata allotment. Next two small concepts I am taking and then I close. Issue of shares at discount is not allowed, but this has been asked comment in the exam for 2 marks. Question पूछा फिर लिखा, can we issue the shares at discount? 100 rupees is the face value or par value. Can I issue at 91? Answer is no. Shares are regarded to be issued at discount if issue is at amount less than nominal or par value. Excess nominal value over the issue price represents discount. When a share's nominal value is 100 and it is issued at 92 is discount. But section 53 says company cannot issue the shares at discount except sweat equity shares. और एक नाम लिखो इनका, ESOP, employee stock option plan. You can issue the shares at discount to your employee. Not otherwise. Shares cannot be issued at discount. Is this clear to all of you? Right. Can we issue the shares at premium? Yes. My company's face value is 100, but market value is 180. Existing company. Now I want to come up with new IPO. So the new shareholders should pay 180? No. 100 is face value. And 80 rupees are the accumulated profit or reserves of the company. After distributing dividend, profit तो जमा होते जाता है ना. This is not a partnership की partners will take or proprietor. So company started with 100. Today the market value is 180. So new shareholder, you are getting established ready company and ready market. You pay 180. Logic you should understand why this term is introduced called securities premium. Shares are issued at more than a premium. 100 rupees share can be issued at 105, yes. But share capital account always should be credited with face value 100. So 80 rupees where you will put a securities premium account. ठीक है? And now a theory question for all of you. Where will you use this? Where will you use this? Security premium account को कहाँ use करोगे? Reserves and surplus में you will write it, and according to section 52, securities premium may be used. Mark it, very important theory question. Very important theory question. Yes? So section 52 says security premium आ तो गया. Instead of 100, I got 80 extra, 180. Where will am I going to use it? Towards the issue of unissued shares of company to be issued to members as fully paid. Bonus shares. See, this is frankly a detailed part what you will do in Inter. So touch up, understand and leave. As it is, I will teach you in pre-post. Bonus shares is the name of chapter. Existing shareholders को extra share you want to allot in free. That is called as bonus shares. For that you can use to write off some losses and preliminary expenses, to write off other expenses of discount and all, to provide for premium on redemption of preference shares. Acha, I issued equity shares of 100 at 180, and preference shareholders, I promised you, when I repay you, I'll pay you 120. I paid extra to the preference shareholders. Repayment, redemption. This 20 rupees, can I adjust this in this 80? Answer is yes. It may be noted that certain class of companies whose financial statements comply with accounting standards can't apply the securities premium. वो ठीक है, आपको उतना जरूरी नहीं है. कौन से type? What are the uses of securities premium? You can give bonus shares. You can use for preliminary expenses, commissions and redemptions and all. Journal entry, bank account debit to share application. गलती से प्रिंट नहीं हुआ है, आ जाएगा. बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट टू शेयर एप्लीकेशन. मतलब अच्छा, अभी ये इंपॉर्टेंट है कि ये कहाँ पे आ रहा है आपको. वेयर आर यू गेटिंग द प्रीमियम? इन एप्लीकेशन आर यू कलेक्टिंग द प्रीमियम, or in allotment you are collecting the premium, or where you are collecting the premium? So it's bank to share application to securities premium to share capital. I hope you are getting. Bank में 108 rupees share application is coming. ₹108 share application is coming. But I told you, capital में कितना जाएगा? 100. So 8 rupees will go in premium. Entries of premium from now onwards, all the problems I'll make you practice so that it is clear. Premium amount. If it is with allotment, then see, if it is with application to capital करते हैं तब दे दो. If it is with allotment to capital करते हैं तब दे दो, right? So wherever it is there, you have to apply the premium. I want to repeat. Share application to capital करते हो, allotment to capital. Whenever you do to capital, that time premium you write separately, depending upon it is coming with the application or allotment. ठीक है? Right. So this is a nice problem with allotment. Sixth problem onwards with we will continue in tomorrow's class. Okay. Homework. Before I close, homework to all of you. In the end, I have given you all assignment. So in assignment, basic level problems are there. You all followed till application, allotment and premium. so that you can do this one problem. X Limited 10 lakh shares, 10,000 shares application allotment, all is completed. So just this 21st problem, you do it as homework. That's all for today. Did you all follow the class or not? How application is coming, flow of journal entries. This is super scoring, and trust me, check pass 3 to 4 exam papers exactly same. इसमें कोई creativity नहीं है. मैम पार्टनरशिप में you taught so much, still something new came. नॉन ट्रेडिंग कुछ तो नया पूछे, नया मतलब सेम डे में ट्विस्ट. There is no twist. So make this as your super scoring chapter. We will continue in next class. Read and come the flow. So I'm going to do pro rata. That will be very clear to all of you. That's all for today. Thank you so much. Bye bye all of you. See you in the next class.